So here it's People's Perfect Car, YouTube channel, obviously. So the last stereotype that is that is talked about in the website is the stereotype of people that was the best efficiency. This is the hardest stereotype but that can have some possible solutions. Because this stereotype does not want to spend exceeded amount of money but still wants performance. Obviously, the best efficiency is also linked at times with sustainability. So you have a sustainable option and a non sustainable option. The sustainable option is for example having an internal. The non-sustainable option is having an internal combustion engine with oil because basically, as said before, oil yes costs a bit more, but it can reach higher speeds because it's more reactive with the oxidizing, that in this case is oxygen. Obviously, more in depth is going to be talked this argument is going to be said in more depth in another video. Obviously, and another thing is an Atkinson cycle that still makes the combustion occur but saves up the air inputted into the combustion chamber. On the other hand, another efficient car should be a hybrid engine car with an Atkinson cycle. The way of driving is fundamental, as I said many times before in the hybrid cars, and an automatic transmission, because it's more smooth and it costs just a bit more. But in this case, it's more smooth, so for the best efficiency, it's much better. The most important thing, though, for best efficiency in a car is aerodynamics, because aerodynamics is a fundamental concept. Aerodynamics is divided into many things. Now, some of them are listed. Now, I'm gonna be listing them. But why aerodynamics is so important? Aerodynamics is so important because what air does when a car drives through a fluid, that in this case is air, is that the air at times, depending on the shape, depending on the car, can also act like a wall. So it's almost like the engine works, so it creates it creates a thrust force, but the air acts like drag force that blocks the motion and reduces just a bit. Depends. In SUVs it reduces a lot the speed of cars. Therefore, what it does, it's that, let's say let's say I have a car that goes like this. It goes straight, hitting the front of the car. Whereas, for example, let's say I have it like this. It's smoother and it's much better. So in your car, what you should have to increase the aerodynamics should obviously be curved. Most of the cars should be curved. The curved is not only for aerodynamics, but it's also for safety, because when a fluid hits the car into a specific point, the pressure is divided into two. Therefore, there is not too much pressure applied on a single point, and this reduces the impact of air that at times can also destroy cars, depending on the aerodynamics. And another thing is a diffuser. A diffuser is basically it's sort of like a rear wing, like a front wing in F1 cars or in Formula E cars, but that's an additional thing. Most importantly, there are rear vacuums, because this makes a sort of this reduces the pressure of the air when it hits the car. So let's say I have the back of the car is like this, then I add a vacuum, the air smoothly goes out. Whereas if it did not have that, it would have hit the top of the car, and this increased the pressure of the air hitting it. Then another thing that can be added is obviously low drag coefficient. Obviously reduces the drag force, and in the whole it depends on the additional feature that the car has. It has to have low height, as less air is in contact with the car, and there is a lower center of gravity, meaning that there is more stability on whilst driving the car. These are just some. Most importantly, if you want the best efficient car, get a hybrid car that is more sustainable and the best option, because nowadays the best cars, yes, as in performance, are electric and internal combustion, but hybrid cars are becoming very innovative. For example, here is very innovative, and it also expands a lot the concept of aerodynamics. Therefore, you have more aerodynamic that results increasing the speed even more than horsepower.